Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is new and undefeated head coach for the New Orleans Saints, former special teams coordinator, now add the slash. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Darren Rizzi.
Yeah, Coach!
How you doing, man?
Awesome, guys. How you doing?
Dude, not as good as you. Head coach in the NFL. You're undefeated. Now, you need to go to the right. Yep, there it is. There it is. And I think we... boom. And we're now we did it.
Yeah.
That was on us, not on you, obviously. We will take the blame for that. But let's chit-chat about here, you being a head coach in the NFL. Obviously, friend of the program. We've gotten a chance to chat with you whenever you decided to kind of take on the leadership of special teams coordinators around the NFL to figure out the kickoff answer. The way you talked about it, I think we all loved you. Fell in love with your energy, fell in love with the way you do things. Feels like your team feels the same exact way about you. You're now interim head coach. How much have you been able to change, and how has your life changed over the last week or so with the boys?
Yeah, definitely a little crazy week to say the least. No doubt about that. I think you know me well enough to know that my personality is not going to change much, right? I would say this, when you're in the middle of the season, you guys know this. There's only so much you can do, but I did think it was important for the building, the players, the coaches. When we came back on last Wednesday, I wanted to just look and feel a little bit different. I add my own little touch to it, if you will. So I know you guys have heard about the locker room changes and the schedule changes, practice schedule. I had said to the guys, our last home game, not this one against the Falcons, but the one previous to that, I didn't feel that Superdome energy, not from the fans. I'm talking about from the players, and I wanted to get that back. And so, the passion, the energy, all that stuff was the big theme last week. And, I really haven't had a chance to kind of soak it all in. Just kind of, you know the deal. We're in the middle of the season. So just made those changes. The guys all bought in, the leadership bought in. And here we are. So we're going into week 2, and we got to duplicate the same thing.
Okay, well, how about this? Let's take it in for a moment. Congrats, man.
Hell yeah. Congrats.
Not easy to do that.
Hell yeah.
Not easy to do that, especially when it's real loud and everything else that's going on. Division opponents playing very well. The Atlanta Falcons obviously going to be difficult. Some people in here actually didn't think you guys were going to be able to do it. Some people said that. Some people right over there didn't think you had the opportunity. I assume he wasn't the only one in the world didn't think you guys had a chance, but the team looked different. It felt different. Derek Carr talked about how that's the most amount of plays I think I've ever had in a practice. And then we heard you come out and talk about this activation mode. And I know, there's only 32 head coaching jobs in the league at the top. Everybody has thought, though, about what a team would look like or how a practice would go if they were the head coach, though. Is that implementing those things? Is that what that was, what we heard from Derek and what we heard from you about the activation period? Is this kind of what you thought a team would look like if you were the head coach? Or how are you making these decisions and kind of choosing what to change, the little things you can in the middle of a season?
Sure. Listen, I think when you work for a lot of people, a couple different organizations along the way, I've interviewed for a head coaching job a couple different times. And so, I always put a plan together. There's always some ideas that you think, hey, man, when I get a chance to take over, I want to do this. I think this is the right formula. I felt like it was the right time, right place. But again, none of that's possible. And you guys know this. None of that's possible unless the players buy into it. And so, I met with the leadership group quickly, all those guys, Alvin, Cam, DeMario, Derek, Taysom, all that leadership guys, Eric McCoy, the captains, and went through all kind of the things I was thinking. And they were like, Coach, we're in, man, we're in. And, the activation, the way we were going to run the practice was kind of high tempo, high volume number of plays, maybe not as intense post-snap, but really intense pre-snap, game leg, off the sideline, 40-second clock. And, I'm sure everybody was a little bit, apprehensive in the beginning, especially Derek, right? But, man, after practice number 1, they were like, that was awesome. That was awesome. That's, and that was really great to hear. And then, and then we kind of just, rolled with it all week. And, they all said that they felt like, they were just super prepared for the game, both mentally and physically. And, I was really talking to the linemen all week, to be honest with you. The offensive, defensive linemen, been like, hey, what do you think? What do you, how do you feel? And because those are the guys that, sometimes when you change up the practice schedule, it can affect them the most, especially middle of the season. And they were like, Coach, man, we feel great. And then the offensive, defensive linemen really going into the game where the guys were like, man, we are ready to go set the tempo, and that was pretty cool.
It's smart to get the O-line and D-line on your side, too, because if they're bitching, everybody's bitching.
Oh, yeah.
That's a smart play for a guy that's been around a long time. I love the way you've gone about doing what you do. Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, I know you've been a head coach at the college ranks, but what was it like being a head coach in the NFL sideline, like on game day? Was it what you expected? Was there any little things that came up here or there? Like, what is your after the game? Have you been able to sit down and feel like, okay, what do I need to do next week so we can continue this?
Yeah, listen, definitely different being on the sideline for college and being on the sideline in NFL games. What I try to tell myself going into the game was, man, you got to. Here I am preaching accountability and stay in the moment, and I was like, hey, you got to listen to yourself here, and so just try to stay in the moment during the game, the situations, and that was easy for me because I've really been doing the game management stuff for the better part of 10 years with the head coaches. And so, all the challenges and of course, right away we have a challenge that comes up.
Yeah.
And then, the timeouts and all that stuff. So I said to myself, you can't get wrapped up in the whole week. You just got to, take these 3 hours and treat it like any other game. Certainly it's going to be my call. I don't have to ask anybody if we're going to take a timeout or do anything like that. But at the same time, I'm like, man, you got to make sure your process stays the same. You guys have probably heard this. I talked to Bill Parcells. I talked to Dan Campbell. I talked to Todd Bowles during the week. And all those guys were like, Riz, man, just be Riz, be yourself. Don't be different. Don't be one of those guys that gets in the head coaching, seat and all of a sudden changes his ways. Don't be that guy. And because the players will see right through it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? That's, yep. So, man, just be yourself. But man, it was awesome. The Superdome was phenomenal. The fans were great. They were into it, and we gave them a little bit something to cheer about early on, so we kind of got them going a little bit. That was really cool.
Yeah, getting the home crowd involved early should be planned. That should be a part of it. Like, hey, if this is a added weapon for us, this Superdome, which I appreciate how much you respect it. It's like, hey, we need a little bit more. We're playing in the Superdome. Like, this is an honor. Like, I like that is how you viewed it and pitched it to your team, and I like that your team bought in. I think that is a big deal. You can, people say you lost the locker room or whatever. When a substitute teacher comes in, wherever the case is, there's some people that are like,
Yeah.
But he's been around. They know him. Special teams coordinator, too. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Proud of you, Riz. Legit. Now, there was a situation there at the end of the game. D-But's got a question.
Hey, Coach Riz, you're pretty jacked up after your first win, rightfully so. We saw on the cameras, you got a little banged up here. So what are you on the injury report, off the injury report? Will you be joining the activation periods going forward? Maybe get a little lathered up? How you feeling going forward?
Oh man, yeah, I'm definitely limited for sure. There's no doubt. I'm not full go. No, man, listen, those guys were fired up at the end, and I think you guys probably heard the story. Chase gets his sack there to sack fumble, and they lose a bunch of yards, and Peyton Turner started spraying his water bottle. I'm like, man, the game's not over. I'm like, stay locked in, 30 more seconds. We got a couple more plays here, and I'm ripping his ass. So when the game is over, here's his chance. He's going to come right back at me. And the guys got fired up. And then when I wasn't looking, he got me. And man, my entire left arm went completely numb. I mean, it was like it felt like an elephant trunk. I mean, I was like, are you kidding me? So then I'm leaning on Peyton and he's like, looking at me. He's like, Coach, you all right? He's like, he thought I was having a heart attack or something.
This is on you.
I'm fine. I'm like, you just I got a stinger down my left arm. I can't feel it. He's like, hey, Coach, I'm sorry. I'm like, nah, we won. Don't worry about it. I'll take it. Oh, I'll take one for the team. And, but yeah, so that's what happened. So I look like a complete noner at the end of the game for sure. I got a couple good shots in there, and then all of a sudden he buckled me, but it's like the old
from behind.
Snipe.
Hey, never went down, Ray.
Paralyzed. Live you learn, baby.
We win. We just won a game, baby. Got to enjoy the hell out of that.
If I had to sign up for it, ahead of time, I would do it all over again.
Hey,
I'll take the hit.
Okay. So that's after the game. Let's go to before the game. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach. I think everyone appreciated how you made no bones about it. It's like, listen, I got to the stadium. I've never used the coach's locker room before. I take a shit and I clog the toilet. So you can imagine how I think the day is going to go after that. So this is a two-part question. I mean, we're talking the Superdome here. Those are industrial pipes. What did you eat the night before that made you clog the toilet? And have you considered now going forward, you don't have a choice.
Have to.
You got to take massive nukes before the game and clog the toilet every single week.
Oh man! So here I am, and I'm in there, but I'm obviously by myself, right? So I'm like, "Are you kidding me? This is really happening right now." So I got up and I'm like, you know what? If we win this game, I'm telling everyone this story because you know what? There's not a person out there that hasn't done that before, right? Everyone can relate. Come on now.
Ty did it
right?
here.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. But it wasn't. It wasn't even that. It's just like the toilet wasn't going down. I was like, "Are you serious? This is really how my day's gonna?" Oh man. So yeah, I'm like, I got to share this. And if we lost, no one would have ever known. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna share this with everybody. No, I didn't get the plunger, Pat. Come on. I
didn't know. I didn't know what all happened. Did you rolled up?
Yeah.
You rolled up.
Put your arm in there.
Did you?
Like JJ?
Well, and I mean, you would think my brother was a plumber. My brother was a plumber, so you would think I could be able to take care of myself. But no, here I am.
Mario,
I'm a coach. I'm not.
Rizzi, I love everything about that. Just the thought of that. I mean, that is wonderful. What a memorable first win.
Yeah, no kidding.
First of many.
Yeah.
First of many. Go ahead, AJ.
Gosh, I mean, it's tough coming back from that. You might have to start every game like that. That's the crazy thing about it, Ty. I didn't think about that now, though.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
People get superstitious. I know it's a baseball thing more than football, but how do you, with everything we said, like how do you continue your message? How do you continue to, I guess, bring this much juice? I know you're going to be you, but how do you continue for your message to get across and evolve and really, as your team, you grow as the season goes with you as the head coach?
Yeah, I think that's actually going to be in the locker room after the game. I said to the team, I think that's going to be our biggest challenge. Like, a lot of times it's easy to get on board with something that's new and fresh and exciting. And, we press the restart button, all that. It's in order to duplicate that and duplicate that effort, duplicate that energy. Listen, I'm going to bring it every day. The leadership of the team is going to be the most important thing. I'm going to challenge those guys this week. Let's have a better practice week. There's plenty of stuff, from the game that we got to get better. The team, we didn't execute. We certainly weren't perfect. There's stuff we got to get better at. So let's make that the focus this week. Let's keep the same energy. Let's keep the same juice. Let's make the corrections. But at the end of the day, we won that game this past week because we were prepared and we made plays when we needed to. I mean, the Honey Badger interception, the Chase Young strip sack, the blocked field goal by Ridgeway. I mean, we made big plays in the game. That was a big, big deal. And so I felt like the pressure of the week is again, we brought the juice, we brought the energy. The Superdome was awesome, and so let's use that same formula, and let's not take a step back. So that's going to be really the messaging this week.
We'll be wild to watch it because there's a lot of talent obviously on the team, incredible amount of talent. For whatever reason, wasn't going the way it should be. Coach Riz comes in,
let's go.
Starts, comes in. You know the Rizzler, obviously. You know the Rizzler.
Yeah, listen, we got to get the Rizzler to a game over here. I got to get in touch. Can you put me in touch with the Rizzler?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. We don't know the Rizzler. We know of the Rizzler, obviously.
Panther just
I think we all do. So hopefully it'll. We need it to happen.
Yeah.
Give him a headset. Give him a headset too. He needs
somebody told me I look like an older version of the Rizzler. Like I can be related to him.
What a compliment.
Double.
What an absolute honor for you. I mean, but the Rizzler maybe having a headset on him.
He should.
Play 3-tech.
Yeah, get him a helmet.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about putting him on the field.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Hey, I got another one. I got another one for you too, though. By the way, this is another one that's we got to get down to the game. So Pat, you had Livy Dahn and Schemes on, right, on College Game Day.
Yep.
All right, I got an absolute random fact here. You ready?
Yep.
Livy Dahn and myself are from the same hometown in the great state of New Jersey.
Holy shit. Same exit off the...
And we're both here in the great state of Louisiana. So I got to get Livy and Paul. We got to get them down to the Superdome. So here's an open invitation right now. Livy, Paul, let's get you down to the Superdome this Sunday.
Yeah.
And get you part of the action. I mean, we had two Hillsdale, New Jersey natives.
Oh my gosh.
Down here in Louisiana. And same exit off the Parkway. You got it right. So we grew up
That makes a lot of sense for Paul to want to go down there with Livy, too. You know, let Livy, because she's going back to LSU, she's going to win another national championship.
Back to back.
And then Paul Skeen's obviously about to win a World Series.
With who?
Well, he might win a Cy Young. He's not going to win a World Series.
No, he's going to win a World Series with the Pittsburgh fucking Pirates.
Okay.
That's what he's going to do.
Okay.
Nonetheless, they need to get down to a Saints game. We agree. Hey, Riz, we like what you're doing down there, Riz.
Smart.
We like what you're doing down there. Tone Diggs has a question for you, Riz.
Yeah, Coach. Obviously, you got the Browns coming this week. Are you worried if the game was based off of just sheer motivation that Jameis would potentially put the boys over?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jameis, obviously, I got a great relationship with Jameis. Jameis is we know what kind of playmaker Jameis is. You look at what he did, coming off that week when he started against the Ravens. I mean, he catapulted them. It was a little bit no different than our deal this past week. There, he kind of brought the juice, brought the energy, and so he's going to be fired up. Listen, I know how Jameis is. He's going to come into the Superdome ready to roll. And he's played here many, many times before, both as for the home team and the visiting team. And so he knows what that crowd's going to be like. And so we're going to, that's going to be something we got to obviously get after. And listen, I know their record hasn't been, is not great either. But at the same time, they got a couple guys playing really, really good football. I mean, Garrett is killing it right now. Got to have a plan for him. But Jameis, listen, he's gonna be juiced up.
Yeah,
we're going to bring more juice than him.
You told us that you used to go
try to do the thing.
Don't eat dumps. Don't be eating dumps. You don't need to be doing that. You do exactly what you're doing. Big dumps.
Yep.
And then big stingers afterwards. And then you just keep it rolling. Coach, we're incredibly pumped for you. Congratulations. We hope the boys continue to play great football for you because we obviously appreciate you as a human and a football coach. Have a good one, man. Thank you for the time.
You guys are the best. Anytime, man. Love coming on.
We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Darren Rizzi.
Yeah, go.
Bro, that video is scary of his lower body going limp. He's holding himself up. Watching that again, that scared me.
He said his entire thing just went limp.
He's holding himself up on a body like that. Oh, you know how bad it hurts getting pushed in the back when you don't know it's coming?
Oh,
right here. Oh.
You having a heart attack, Coach?
For real.
Dude.
Oh, no.
Maybe he's just trying to drive him.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just trying to drive him.
You see these feet?
Are you okay?
It looks like he's having a stroke.
Yeah, well, that's
it's scary.
Yeah, so that's hilarious. Is that
fucking
all right, Connor? It's a good man. It's a good man. His first win. How about him starting his life that day, dumping into a toilet and clogging the toilet?
Oh, Jesus.
Who would have clogged it though?
And then after the game, he ends up like that, losing all motor.
Greatest day of my life.
Come on, Con, man.
He's looking at
real
him like,
trouble
what
there.
the fuck, man?
We're happy he's okay.
Good teammate. It's a good team right
Yeah,
there.
there's gotta
It
be
can't
hold
lose.
me.
Hold me. Definitely, that's what he's saying. Don't let go.
Hey, now's not the
It's
time.
like when somebody gets dinged up bad. They get dinged up and like, hey, here, stand in front of me. I'm going to take a step.
I'll tell you what, speaking of dumps, you sit down too long, take a dump, you lose the feeling in your feet, in your legs, and then you try to walk. You're on.
Is that what happened?
You're on the move.
Is that what happened?
I wonder if that's what he felt like at that time.
Just late onset.
Skates.
Late onset, yeah.
Yeah, because every once in a while, I feel like I'm gonna break my ankle when I'm walking.
Yeah.
Man, too long of a dump here. Should have got up earlier. Can't feel my legs, and I'm just kind of missed. That's what happened here.
I mean, wobbly, to say the least.
That was the Superdome paying him back from earlier.
That was too good.
That's right.
He took a super dump in the Superdome, and he got a super win. For them, I'm happy for Riz, man.